Hi everybody, welcome to the 2021 Breath of Life Gala to Go. I hope you all enjoyed your delicious meal tonight, prepared by Chef Amanda Pyle, owner of the Cookery Inc.
I know ours was delicious, and we will definitely be checking out the cookery in the future for some of our dinner dates.
That's right, and we are so excited to be your host for tonight's online gala program. Although we would much rather be in person, we are excited for tonight, and we look forward to being with you all in person next year for this very special event.
That's right. So without further ado, let's get this party started.
For those of you who don't know us, my name is Andrew Laibach, and
I'm Cherise Kunkel. Andrew and I are married, as you can probably tell, and we are foster parents in the Peoria area. I've been involved with the CF Foundation since I was just a little kid.
And I started emceeing for CF events and volunteering since I met Cherise in 2012. We were really honored when Kelly asked us to be hosting this program tonight because we love the CFF Gala, and we are thrilled to be a part of it again this year.
Let's quickly run through what to expect this evening. For those of you interested in the auction is open for bidding. We have scaled back the auction a bit, but we have some amazing products in the auction. So that bidding is happening right now.
That's right, and dinner was served, and I hope you loved it as much as us.
We will also recognize our very generous sponsors.
And we will hear from Chef Amanda, and she will show us how to mix an amazing cocktail.
And we will take an even closer look at the auction items, and we will show you how your support is helping to make a difference for the CF community.
And finally, we'll hear from our Bid for a Cure speaker, Elli Burris, who will lead our Bid for a Cure portion of the event. Let's get started, and let's first recognize our incredible sponsors for this event. Everyone at home, join Cherise and I as we give these sponsors a huge round of applause. The specialty drink sponsor is Tito's. Thank you, Tito's, for providing recipe cards for the Tito's Vodka Mule and for your very generous sponsorship.
The corporate friend of the foundation sponsor is OSF Children's Hospital of Illinois. OSF is home to the Peoria area with the CF Adult and Pediatric Care Center. Thank you, OSF Children's Hospital of Illinois, for your sponsorship. And this year's premier event sponsor is the Red Dog Group. Big round of applause for Stu Harrison and the Red Dog Committee. Red Dog is celebrating 27 years of support for the CF Foundation.
Thank you to all of our sponsors. We appreciate your support more than you can know, and we cannot thank you enough for all you do to support the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Now let's hear a little bit from Chef Amanda Pyle. She's going to show us how to top off that amazing dinner with a specialty cocktail or two or three.
Hey everybody, Chef Amanda here from the Cookery Inc. And today I'm going to show you how to make the perfect Moscow Mule. So everybody got a kit, and inside of their kit it included a lime, a ginger beer. You're grabbing your own Tito's, but obviously any vodka will work or do. And then we gave you some fresh mint as well. Some tools that you might need along the way are a knife and cutting board. I love a juicer for my juice. Of course, a glass to drink out of, a copper mug if you have one. I keep all of those at my house and I don't have any at work. And then of course some ice. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I'm gonna do is take my mint and I'm gonna just kind of tear it up a little bit, put it right into the bottom of the glass. The original Moscow Mule that I drank didn't have mint, and then I went to New Orleans and they made them like that there, and I just fell in love with it, and I've been making them this way ever since. I gave my lime a really good roll on the counter just to release all the juices inside. I find that you get twice as much juice that way. And if you like your mule really limey or your drinks really limey, then by all means, squeeze the whole thing in there. I usually do. You'll notice there's no additional sugar in this drink, so it's great to add a lot of extra flavor with that lime. So I have squeezed my lime in there. I'm gonna put 1/2 of my peel in there with my mint, and I'm just gonna muddle it all together using whatever you have laying around the house. I like something with a flat surface there. So I've muddled now my lime with my mint just to get the mint juices and oils moving. The next thing I'm gonna do is put in my vodka. It's up to you how much you like, but the standard pour is definitely about 1 ounce. And then I like to add my ice next. And then this ginger beer is a Kroger brand. It's actually my favorite. It's also kind of a spicy beer. So if you like it a little on the sweeter, you could go with the Goslings or something else, but this is my absolute favorite kind. I like my drink to kind of kick me back after I take a sip. And then there we go. That's our simple Moscow Mule. Pop some straws in there and enjoy. Cheers, everybody.
Thank you, Chef Amanda. I love that drink. I think now's the perfect time to take a closer look at a few auction items.
We have some amazing trips for auction.
From the St. James Morgan Bay St. Lucia, or the Pineapple Beach Club Adults Only Antigua Ocean View Room. That sounds amazing, doesn't it, Cherise?
Yeah, and these trips are perfect for couples or friends to share.
The certificates are good for 3 rooms at St. James Morgan Bay or 2 rooms at the Pineapple Beach Club. The only thing you do have to pay for is the all-inclusive fee. So grab some friends and share an amazing vacation.
Or you could go alone, and that'd be great too. Each of these trips are paired with 50,000 American Airline Advantage miles.
All of the details are listed on your mobile bidding link in the auction program.
We also have an incredible 5-bedroom house in South Haven, Michigan. This house is perfect for a bid with a big group. There are bedrooms on the main floor, basement, and upstairs. And the house is in walkable distance to downtown South Haven. So don't miss this opportunity to stay in one of the best resort towns in Michigan.
And blackout dates are listed in the auction program, and all the details about the houses are listed there as well. The South Haven house comes with a Visa gift card that can be used for gas, dinner out downtown, brews at one of the breweries, or a wine tasting.
We also have a couple great local packages. So check out the auction program, cast your bids, because that auction will close at 9 p.m.
Make sure you watch your phones for messages leading up to the auction closing. And good luck, everyone. Cherise, I think with all the bidding taking place and with the Bid for a Cure coming up, I think it is really important to let everyone know where their money is going. When you contribute, donate, and support the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, it is very important to know that your donations are making a serious and important impact on real people's lives. There is no doubt that your donations count, and that brings us to a very special part of this evening. We are really excited to get to know Elli Burris, the 2021 Bid for a Cure speaker.
This is an important part of the program. It gives you all a chance to bid directly for a cure for CF.
Your donations to Bid for a Cure are 100% tax deductible, and every penny goes directly towards funding a cure for CF.
So before we hear from Ellie, everyone get out your phones right now. Take a look at your screens and you will see a Bid for a Cure button on the front page of your mobile bidding site.
This is your chance to make a difference, all of you out there watching. So without further delay, let us introduce to you our 2021 Bid for a Cure speaker, Elli Burris.
Evening, morning, afternoon, or late night for those of you that find yourself unable to sleep and watching this video instead. Great choice, might I add. Regardless of the time of day, I could not be more excited that you are taking your time to watch this video so that you can make a difference in the lives of others. My name is Elli Burris. I'm a wife, dog mom, student, goat milker and farmhand, meat judger, sunrise chaser, and coffee enthusiast, and I have cystic fibrosis. I am 21 years old, and I was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis my freshman year of high school at the age of 15. 15 is not the typical age for someone to be diagnosed with CF. Most people are diagnosed with cystic fibrosis at birth. That makes my journey very unique. Before being diagnosed with CF, I led a normal life. There was no reason for me or my family to think that I had a terminal illness. However, looking back, we have realized that when I got sick growing up, it did take me a long time compared to others to get over that. We now know that that could be related to my cystic fibrosis diagnosis. So I'm sure you're sitting there asking yourself, how did a healthy, active teenager like me get diagnosed with a terminal illness like cystic fibrosis? The summer before my freshman year of high school, I woke up one morning with some abdominal pain. I told myself I was hungry and headed to the kitchen to grab some breakfast. In the 20 feet from my bedroom to the kitchen, I found myself unable to make it and laying in a fetal position on the living room floor, screaming in pain. My mom was at home at the time. She had taken my brother to guitar lessons, so I called her and told her she needed to get home immediately. She came home, called my dad, and told him that she was going to rush me to the closest ER 20 minutes away. We both thought on the way there that maybe I was having an appendicitis. However, after lots of testing in the ER that day, it was determined that I had pancreatitis. Me, a perfectly healthy 14-year-old, had pancreatitis. I was admitted to St. John's Children's Hospital. My case of pancreatitis was determined acute, meaning that it shouldn't happen again with an unknown cause. I was sent home on a low-fat diet, and GI checkups were scheduled. For the next few months, I was doing well. Back to normal, or so I thought. However, about 2 months later to the day, I was right back where I started. I woke up for school and had that all too familiar abdominal pain, but it wasn't as bad this time. So, being the stubborn redhead that I sometimes am, I briefly mentioned it to my mom and I headed out the door to school. By the end of second hour, I was gripping my desk in pain, and I decided that I should probably go in for labs. Of course, being the good student that I always try to be, I waited until class was over to inform my mother of this. She called my dad and he came and picked me up from school and took me in for labs, and by that evening, I had been admitted once again with a case of recurring pancreatitis. At this time, the doctors decided that since I wasn't an alcoholic, most often the cause of pancreatitis, that I appeared to be healthy, that they should investigate this further. I left the hospital having been told that my pancreatitis was caused from a reaction I had to a medication I was taking for acne prevention. So of course I stopped taking that medication and I went about my business. During that stay, my mom had a bug put in her ear that the doctors were going to have insurance approved genetic testing to make sure I didn't have any genetic diseases like cystic fibrosis, but that was very unlikely. Fast forward to January, and my mom got a call one afternoon that my genetic testing had come back and the mutations reflected that of a CF patient. We were told that my mom, dad, and I needed to report to the pulmonologist at the next available appointment, and on February 20th, 2015, with my new CF team, I got my official cystic fibrosis diagnosis. I remember sitting in that doctor's office like it was yesterday. The smells, the noises, everything about it. The doctors were throwing so much information at me, but there was only a few things that could go through my mind. The things running through my mind were, how is this going to change my life? Remember, I told you I'm stubborn. I didn't want anything to change. Well, I have to stop living the way that I am, and this is absolutely crazy. There were so many thoughts going through my mind, and I'm sure my parents were just as overwhelmed as I was. However, we left that day with our heads held high and were ready to take on anything that was going to be thrown my way. For the next year and a half, I led a normal life. I continued to participate in sports, clubs and musicals, and plays at my high school. I attended school dances and hung out with my friends on Friday nights. In addition to all of those things, I went to the CF clinic every 3 months for checkups, and once a year I got labs. If all those things checked out well, I went about my life just as I had been. In February of my junior year of high school, I went in for my routine checkup and yearly labs. I had no new concerns to report to the doctor and everything was going well. However, about a week later, my mom called me as I was getting ready after school to go to a church for a youth group event. She told me to pack my hospital bag. I was being admitted that night. What? I was feeling great. I was healthy, and why did I need to be admitted to the hospital? She told me that my throat culture came back positive for B. cepacia, a nasty, nasty bacteria, and I needed to go to the hospital immediately so that my pulmonologist could run tests to figure exactly where it was coming from and how we were going to get rid of it. After a long few days of tests, it was determined that that bacteria was sitting in my sinuses and I needed to have my first sinus surgery. After my surgery, I did my first round of IV antibiotics at home. My diagnosis became so real to me. I started on nebulized medications, oral medications, and started at-home respiratory therapy. I had to work harder than ever before just to stay healthy. This was the beginning of my health valley. My first sinus surgery led to a couple years of exhaustion, another sinus surgery, and eventually the answer to my every prayer. You see, in November of 2019, I stood on top of my health mountain and started taking Trikafta. Trikafta is a modulator medication that was discovered thanks to the research of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, the reason we're all here tonight. Donations from people like all of you who are watching funded Trikafta, the answer to my prayer. Trikafta has improved my quality of life tremendously. Without Trikafta, I am not sure my life would look like it does. Today, I am almost 22 years old, an age that CF patients before me did not live to be. Today, I am married and get to dream about growing old with my husband. Today, I am a full-time student and a part-time farmhand. You see, patients before me didn't dream of working a physically demanding job on a farm, milking goats, and doing chores. Patients like me were not healthy enough to go to college. Today, I love to go on travel adventures to new places with my husband. Because of Trikafta, we can go on those vacations without a worry of me getting sick along the way, because sick days are few and far between. Today, I am on the University of Illinois meets judging team, where me and my teammates travel all across the country competing for the University of Illinois. CF warriors before me did not get that chance. This opportunity would have been too exhausting for them. I cannot stand here and stress enough how much the CF Foundation has changed my life for the better. I could go on and on and on about how much hope it has provided me and my family. You see, the CF Foundation has done the research to come out with 95% of the medications that CF patients are able to take to treat this nasty, nasty disease. Without donations to this important research from people like all of you, CF patients would not have the hope that we have today to be here for more tomorrows. The CF Foundation also funds all the care centers in the United States that patients like me go to for all of our appointments. Without my team of doctors and nurses, I would not be where I am today. I would not have them if it wasn't for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. See, I often tell people, thanks to a whole lot of research and a whole lot of faith, that I have the hope that I have today to live a long, full life. Without the research of the CF Foundation, me and many other CF warriors would not be the people that we are, living the lives that we do. Your support of the foundation has never before been more important than it is right now. We are still praying and researching for a cure so that someday moms and dads never hear the words terminal illness. Instead, they hear the words, there is a cure. I encourage each and every one of you to think about bidding for a cure for cystic fibrosis tonight. Because of people like you, there will be more.
More weddings, more adventures, more college experiences,
More early morning, and most importantly, there will continue to be hope for people like me.
Thank you, Ellie. That was amazing, and your story is incredible. It made a huge impact on the audience tonight.
If you aren't able to be with us this evening, Ellie's video will be linked on the website until the end of the year, where you will be able to make a donation too. Make sure you visit www.events.cff.org/breathoflife21 to view the video and make a donation.
This rounds out an amazing night for us, and we hope you all had a great evening as well, wherever you may be.
We want to again thank our premier sponsor, the Red Dog Group, and all of you who bid on an auction item and on a cure.
From the bottom of our hearts, thank you.
To all of you, thank you for donating to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Your donations have changed my life. Thank you.